In pen spinning, there are many different ways of spinning. We have counter, power, wipers, one pen two hands, two pen one hand, two pen two hands, stand up, finger cross. But what if I told you there are actually only two main ways of spinning? The scale I'm talking about, of course, is technical versus aesthetic. I talked about this a little bit in my tech versus power video, but this video will be specifically about technical versus aesthetic spinning. First of all, let's talk about what technical actually is. Believe it or not, every spinner technically starts as a technical spinner. Being a technical spinner just means focusing on the technicality of your spinning. Whoa, big surprise. But no, really. What this really means is being a technical spinner refers to the complexity or difficulty and measurable goal that comes with it. This includes things like spinning with the goal of learning a new trick, reaching higher numbers in continuous, increasing the difficulty of an already existing linkage, trying to land a certain section, or even raw creativity of a material. These are all measurable. Learning a new trick is simple, either you know how to do it or you don't. And of course there may be a skill based on how often you're able to land the trick, but even that's still measurable. Reaching higher numbers in continuous spinning is directly measurable in that you can count how many times you do it. Increasing the difficulty is also measurable because it relates to your ability to land the modified linkage compared to what it was, and can be measured by taking the percentage of successes over total tries. The smaller the percentages, the relatively harder the linkage is for you. And so your goal is to increase the percentage of a success with the same linkage, landing a certain way because of the percentage of a success rate with that linkage. So you could say that a complete beginner who's learning the fundamentals is a tech spinner, because their goal of spinning is to land new tricks and increase the percentage of success. Some may think creativity is not measurable, but it actually is in the grand scheme of things because you could technically count how many times someone ever performed a certain trick or linkage in the same way that the person you're measuring it did. Although you probably wouldn't want to count every instance of people doing a thumb round on video, that number still definitely exists, and you'd imagine it to be insanely high, so a thumb round would get a very bad creativity score. Now on the other hand, an aesthetic spinner is someone who focuses on how the combo looks, and is generally known to not be measurable the same way a technical spinner is. A majority of aesthetic spinners sacrifice difficult linkages for linkages that look better. They put more of an emphasis on hand positioning than they would density or creativity in raw material. Many people make fun of aesthetic spinners because a lot of them obsess over the perfect angle or hand positioning, or the way the pen looks in relation with the hand, or the spin effect made by the pen. All of these are not very measurable the same way technical spinning is. By this logic, does this mean that structure is fundamentally aesthetic? Many may not agree with me, but inherently I believe it is. 9. One of the best aesthetic spinners said that structure is not concretely measurable, and you cannot say this combo is better than this one because of structure, and trying to explain it without sounding like an idiot. A not so well known way that top spinners use to structure their combos is to focus on how it looked without the pen at first, and then fit the linkage in next. This is an inherently aesthetic way of structuring combos, yet it's probably the best way, at least today. However, you cannot measure exactly why this looks better than this. Or maybe it doesn't to you. Maybe for you this one looks better. That's another thing about aesthetics. It can be completely opinion based. Maybe you like the looks of this better than this, and maybe this person prefers the complete opposite to you. Anyway, rant aside, let's look at how technical and aesthetic spinning both play a role in spinning together. Being a technical spinner or an aesthetic spinner is not black or white. Instead, it's more of a skill. You can be 90% technically based and 10% aesthetic based, or 60% aesthetic and 40% technical. In reality, no one is 100% technical or definitely not 100% aesthetic. To be aesthetic, you first need to be somewhat technically based to actually learn their first few tricks, because otherwise, you'd just be flailing the pen around hoping it looked good. I hope you liked this video, and for sure let me know if you think I'm wrong about something. If you liked this video, feel free to check out this video next. Thanks for watching. See you next time.